Sarah, you mentioned it's a financing thing. The formula again one more time. You mentioned that the average median income in the county is, household income is
70,000 a year.
And the average house price
330,000.
Okay, and that formula, just as you say, just doesn't fit. There's a gap there. What then is the financing? What can Habitat do in order to take those workers, as you say, people like cops and nurses and teachers, and plug them into this situation?
Yeah, people ask us a lot about the financing because they don't really get how it works. I think people, because they know we have volunteer labor, they think we get the land donated and the products donated, and what do we really need money for? But in fact, for every home that we build here in DuPage, we need to raise $200,000 to make that happen. And because we own the mortgage, we never get cashed out by a bank at the time of sale. So we need to have $200,000 in hand for every house that we go to build. And how we do that with the families is we structure the mortgage based on what they can afford to pay and not what the home is worth. So the family, we calculate 25% of their income and back out the taxes and the homeowner's insurance, and the remainder is what is paid toward their principal payment, and that's fixed for the 30 years that they're in the home. We can't fix the tax payments, can't do anything about that, but we can give help in budgeting and financial planning so they can be prepared for those increases, but we can fix the mortgage payments, and that's what we do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and part of the payment does include the real estate taxes and the insurance, so the families do pay real estate taxes like everyone else. It's just their principal mortgage that's a little more set to their income. Okay,
understood. You mentioned that it takes $200,000 to per site. How do you raise those funds? You mentioned some fundraisers along the way. How do you acquire the $200,000 necessary to do a site and put a building up?
Well, it's a true public-private partnership. We actually just this morning had a kickoff meeting for a 3-year initiative that we're launching called Pioneering Affordable Homeownership. And that is going to be an effort to build 16 homes in the next 3 years. And it's pretty interesting when you consider that in the 13 years since our founding, we've built 32 homes. And in the next 3, we're going to build 16 more. So it's a big jump for us. Of those, 11 of those homes are based in West Chicago. It's a subdivision, new neighborhood called Pioneer Prairie. It's going to go in over the next 3 years. We're going to build 5 scattered site houses as well. And to make all that happen, we're convening a public-private coalition of folks. We've been fortunate to get an allocation of home and CDBG funds through DuPage County. So the government stands behind us. We've also received some tax credits from IDA, the Illinois Housing Development Authority. And then we have many private sector partners committed as well. So we have some cash sponsors, including Ambitech Engineering and Tyndale House Publishers. And then we have in-kind product sponsors. So for instance, Showalter Roofing is donating 11 roofs towards the subdivision. The Painters and Allied Trades Union is going to be doing all of our mudding and taping on our drywall, which is great because we have volunteers putting up the drywall, so we kind of need someone to smooth out the mistakes. So we're taking that message of what we're doing and the need for affordable housing to all 400 churches in DuPage County, to all the businesses and the civic groups like the Rotary Clubs and Kiwanis Clubs and things like that, so they can 1, hear what we're doing, 2, understand how the message relates to them, and 3, get involved with us, because it's important that we join together to address this important community problem.
And there are fundraisers during the course of the year?
Yeah, we have a few different fundraisers. We had a very successful golf outing this year, which we hope to do again next year, and we have a volleyball tournament for high school students. We have a family walk, so we have some big events that we do each year. And we're always looking for, like Sarah mentioned, the in-kind sponsors. We're looking for companies and people that are able to donate products that we put in the houses, and that helps us bring the cash cost down.
Okay. You mentioned it's a long history. Started overseas actually, and then came to America. Have you seen, what sort of differences have you seen, perhaps in the mission or the direction, of Habitat from its earliest foundings to what you see now? And then, of course, the follow-up question will be, where do you see it down the road? But how has the mission changed? How has it developed over the years?
It's kind of amazing how fast it's grown, and it started out as this small grassroots organization and has really continued along that vein. So I think one of the things that's remained constant in Habitat is that there's a lot of local ownership with how Habitat homes are built. essentially Habitat aims to blend with the surrounding communities. So the types of homes that you see built worldwide are going to differ greatly because they need to blend with the surrounding community. But worldwide, we're all the same in that it's a 0% interest mortgage. All the mortgage payments go into a fund for humanity that goes to build other homes. We're all looking for limited income folks, so we have those kind of commonalities. So I think historically we've tried to remain true to kind of the basic precepts of Habitat, but allow for the diversity and the local flavor to kind of take hold there. And going forward, in the last 35 years, we've built over 250,000 homes worldwide, and the goal is to double that in the next 5 years. So I think there's going to be even more growth in Habitat, and unfortunately, some of the national and international tragedies we've seen have helped to put our name on people's lips. So I think that name recognition is going to help us to meet those goals and propel it forward.
Very good, very good. As a local organization, where do you see the thrust headed here at home here in DuPage County and indeed in Wheaton?
I think the name of the game is partnership. I mean, in this economy and in this world, dollars are limited, and we need to be working together with other folks that are doing collaborative work so that we can extend our missions together. We need to be working with the private sector in a way that makes sense so that developing affordable housing becomes a win-win, really, and this is not a charity. We're solving a community problem that's important to all of us. So, we're very much in favor of having our hand out to others. We are partnering with the DuPage Homeownership Center, which offers financial counseling to folks that want to become homeowners. They do that well. No reason we should do it in-house. We're going to be joining forces there. We're talking with other nonprofits to see, what they're doing well and what we can do for them and that sort of thing. And as I said, when we're out on the road bringing this message to folks, we're going to be looking for a solution that fits and is it's a good win. If there are developers out there with land that they can't sell, we need land.
I was going to ask, what would you see as an ideal, a typical, or maybe an ideal partnership, either in terms of a business or in terms of a charitable organization, or maybe some successes that you'd wish to speak on that have truly impacted the mission of Habitat and moved that cause along?
Both locally and nationally, Habitat has had great partnerships with developers. So if someone was going to build a large tract of homes, they would reserve a portion for affordable housing, and then Habitat could come in and build those homes. So that's worked very well, and we've done that in a couple instances here in DuPage. Also, I think, as John had mentioned, the partnerships with the product donors. I mean, if someone's already got a line of work and can purchase products at a discount, it's easier for them to be able to provide those to us than maybe make a cash contribution, and that's great for us because we can keep the costs down. So, and we want to make sure that we are using our brand, the Habitat brand, which folks are very familiar with and which has a price tag value of $3.4 billion, to let people know about the good work that the for-profit world is doing to help Habitat.
No, price tag value, what do you mean by that?
One of the Habitat for Humanity partners did a study about the value of the Habitat brand, and it was valued at $3.4 billion. It had the same level of name recognition as Starbucks at this point, to kind of give it a parallel there. So people know who we are and have good feeling about the organization. We want to bring that good feeling to folks that are supporting the organizations that are supporting us as well.